Okay, so this is a video that I'm going to talk about repeating numbers and being activated and being on the path that you're destined to be on. So, I believe that people that have a destiny, a calling, a reason for being here, something that's so great that's beyond you, are put into whatever lives they're in to experience whatever they need to experience to bring them to the point where they can be activated. And I know it sounds weird, but activation just means that now you are on your path to fulfilling your destiny. And everything before that was just practice and experience and God and the universe allowing you to be human and just do whatever you need to do to get to where you are. And once you're activated, from that point on, everything you do going forward is to fulfill your destiny. Um, how do you know if you're activated? Not everybody is called to do great things. Some people are just meant to be pillars in your life. They're meant to help guide you and train you, to be the example, to be the bad example, so you know what to do, what not to do, to help you get through the tough times in life so you can get to your point, to teach you whatever they need to teach you. Some people are just part of the puzzle, and you're part of the picture. And it doesn't mean that they're any less important than you are. They are, if anything, more important because they helped you get to where you are. They helped you get the information and the knowledge that you needed. And there's so many people that are loving and kind and cruel, and they teach us the lessons that we need in life. I know that I was activated in Dominican Republic. I believe it was November 2000, and I think it was 11. It might have been 2012. I really have to go back and look. But I was in Dominican Republic, and I took the bus to this resort that me and my aunt always go to, and I lost my wallet, and I was hysterical crying because when you're in Dominican Republic, like, I had to be back at work in 2 days. It was a very serious job that I had. I didn't want to be stuck in the country. No passport, no money. My boss's money. Like, I had $4,000 of my boss's international currency from, like, all the countries that she visits. Everything was in there. You know, everything. I had nothing. My credit card, everything was in there. And I got to the resort and I couldn't check in, and that's when I realized my wallet was missing, and I fell onto the floor hysterical crying like, oh my God. And luckily I know people, so I got an appointment at the consulate the next day to get a temporary passport to get back into home because I needed to get home immediately. And this lady bent down on the floor next to me, and she was like, this is a test. God is testing your faith. And I looked at her like she was crazy. And I was like, this is not God. This is Dominican Republic. And my stuff is gone. I had no faith. All I did was look up to the heavens, and I was like, Mama and Papa, help me, like my grandparents, because I always prayed to my family for help. So we got on the bus, came all the way back to DR, and something told me, that little voice in your head that I was talking about in my other video, I always listen to the little voice, check to see if the bus is there. So I went to the office and I'm like, hey, I got on the bus at 7 o'clock this morning. I wanted to know if that bus happened to be here. Because mind you, it went all over the country. It went to the other side of the country, and then I guess it came back because he was like, yeah, that bus is here, which I thought was very weird. And I'm thinking to myself, they dropped us off in the middle of the country, they went all the way to the end of the country, and then they came back. If my wallet fell with all that money, my passport, and I look like everybody in the Dominican Republic, everything, it's gone. And I was like, can I please check? And he's like, we just had a cleaning crew go in there. Like, it's not going to be there. And I'm like, can I just check? And he's like, sure. And when I tell you, it was stuck in the side, like it felt like somebody had put it there. I think my grandmother put it there, but everybody's like, whatever. I believe in stuff like that. But somebody put it right there. Like, it looked like it was placed. And if it had fallen out of my bag, it would have been contorted. It wouldn't have just slipped right into, like, the side of where I was sitting. Like, I was sitting against the window and it was right there. Everything was there. Nothing was missing. And all I remembered at that moment was that woman that said, God is testing you. He's testing your faith. And all I kept thinking about was like, what? I mean, I went to Catholic school my whole life. I believe in religion, but I was never religious. I wasn't like, when people talk about God, I was like, oh, here we go again, the Jesus talkers and this and that and blah, blah, blah. I listen now. But back then, that's who I was. Now I'm like, oh, you have a message for me. What do you have to tell me? What do you need to share now? And it's a completely different person. And every single thing that happened after that was like a moment of fate. It was like everything led to another moment that led to another moment, and it was all connected by a thin thread. And I just felt like I was on the right path and everything was happening. I kept seeing 624, which is my birthday, everywhere. And to me, that's a sign that I'm on the right path. And then I started seeing these numbers, 1111, 222, recently. 333, 444, all these numbers, and I looked them up and they all have meaning. And it just means that you are on your path and that angels are with you and they're helping you and they're protecting you so that you can do whatever it is that you're destined to do. And I know it sounds a little crazy, but for those of you that believe, because not everybody's going to believe, it's going to go over a lot of people's heads and you're not meant to get it because it's not for you. This message isn't for you. But if later on you start to see these signs, you remember me in this conversation. um, and yeah, I recommend looking up. Each number has its own meaning, and it just means that you're on the right path and that everything is happening the way that it's supposed to happen. And I really believe it. And I have a tremendous amount of faith. My faith can move mountains. At some point, my faith will move continents. But for those of you that do believe, that are looking for an answer, that are wondering why you keep seeing these things, it's because you're on the right path. It's because you're doing what you're meant to do. And it's exciting. And I am excited for you to see what it is that you're going to achieve in this lifetime. So don't lose faith. Keep believing and understand that you're destined for something great. You're going to affect somebody or something, and you're on your path.